This is the story of Sherlock Feldman, my great-grandfather. He was put in the Nazi death camps during World War II. This is a close-up of his number from Auschwitz, A17606. That was his number, and he told us back then, your number was your name. That was all he was to them. Hi, I'm Elliot. I'm 10 years old. This is a picture of my family. I have my dad, my mom, and there's my brother, Jared. This is my great-grandfather. He is a Holocaust survivor. We see him every summer, and whenever we come visit, we play games, hang out, read our books together. And this is one of his hats. He loves wearing hats.
Every time I go to the store, I buy a hat. I buy another hat. I keep buying. I said, how many hats you need? I said, well, I like those hats.
As far as I can remember, I've been asking him questions. He's good at storytelling. We talk about all kinds of things. My favorite topic to usually talk to him about would be what he did before the war. Who's that?
That's my daddy.
That's your dad?
Yeah, my daddy, and that's my aunt. That's Sammy.
That's Sammy and
Sammy, that's
so that
me.
must be you and Sally?
That's my wife, Sally. I had a big family.
Can you tell me a story about where you're from?
Where I was born?
Yeah, where are you?
I was born in Poland.
Where in Poland?
Where the name, the town, Sosnowiec.
Was it pretty or what?
Oh yeah, nice place. We live good there.
Did you go to school?
Sure, I went to school.
What'd you do for fun?
I went to watch the soccer game. Very happy life. We have a good family. We was very close. In summertime, we went for vacation. It was a good life.
What did your father do as his job?
He was a cap maker. He made hats. That's what his business. He was very successful. And Saturday, everybody went to temple. My father dressed up, elegant, with a nice hat. He was a smart man. He was young, but he was smart.
Did you ever learn how to drive a car?
Drive a car? We have a horse, not a car. We have no cars.
Great Papi told me there's always trouble for Jews, but your religion didn't really matter back then, till the Nazis came. In Germany, there was a lot of problems going on, and Adolf Hitler made a big speech and said, oh, the Jews are causing all the problems. If we kill all the Jews, then we're gonna have no more problems.
They say, well, Hitler's coming to you. That was very nasty.
Most of the Jews were scared. They didn't want to get hurt. Do you remember seeing any of this? Like seeing the burning temple?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what this was?
Jews were forced to wear a yellow star. You have to wear this. You put this right over here. I used to wear that.
Why?
When you walk on the street, they know you're Jewish.
Did you have to do that to your store?
Yeah.
Write on all the windows, Jews?
You did. That's a Jew.
There were people chucking rocks at Jewish people's stores, only because they were Jewish. My great-grandfather, it was really hard for him. He got kicked out of school because he was Jewish.
The German came in and they rounded us up and they sent us to the ghetto. We left everything home. They couldn't take nothing with you.
The ghetto was a little area where they crammed a huge bunch of Jews in there, forced them to live in there.
We had maybe 15 or 20 people sleeping in one room. I slept on the floor.
They lost their homes, they lost their possessions, they lost their money, they lost their businesses, they lost everything. What happened after you were in the ghetto?
I was walking with my friends on the street. I was young, 14. Then the German with the car pulled off and they grabbed me and they took me away.
Did they grab any of your friends?
Yeah,
All of them?
all of them. And they put me in a room. My mother and father, I looked at the window, I only see my father. My mother, she didn't come because she was heartbroken. My father came in, he said like that, goodbye. He told me, you young, you go to work. We don't know what will happen to us over here. And he was right.
You know what happened to your father?
What happened? No. I never saw him. I never knew it. What happened? Never knew what happened to my mother and my father. I never saw him again.
The Nazis wanted to take over all of Europe. And so they invaded one country after another. They planned to kill every single Jewish person in Europe. Did it scare you?
Scare me? Sure they scare me. I always hope I go see my parents again. I always think about them.
When the Nazis captured you from the ghetto, what'd they do?
They transferred me. They put me on the train
To where?
to the camp. They sent me from one camp to the other one. When I was in Fallbrook labor camp, my father sent me this hat. My father did a lot of business with the German people, and they brought this in for me. I knew it why he sent me the hat. Right here, he put the money in. You see, right here was open. When I got it, I opened up, and I found the money right there. But I couldn't do nothing with the money. You couldn't buy nothing in the camp. So I took the money out, and I give it to the headman from the camp. That he give me some food, and he treat me better.
Great Poppy says the extra food and stuff that he got from the money is how he survived.
Finally, they sent me to Auschwitz.
Auschwitz was a death camp or a concentration camp. Concentration camp was a place where they kept them behind a bunch of electric fences so they wouldn't escape. And had guards around the electric fence with guns to shoot them if they tried to escape.
When I arrived in the camp, they put this number. They didn't call me Jack. They didn't call me my name, they called the number.
So they weren't who they really were. They were just numbers. When he was at the death camps, they were like slaves. They didn't care for them. Like the Nazis made them dig holes just to make them work. They did one little mistake and they got caught. They just like shoot them, kill them.
We dig the ground, you know what I mean? We don't know for what. No peace. You want to lay down, sleep, they call you. They don't know peace.
What did you eat there?
Soup, water. On a Sunday, they give you a piece of bread.
Were you like skinny? Kind of like
Skinny,
this? Like really
skinny. My feet were skinny. My whole body was skinny.
How did you get out of Auschwitz?
The Germans started to lose the war, and they wanted to run away. They took us, and we marched for 6 months, walking every night, every day and night, without food, without fuel. A lot of people couldn't make it.
Thousands and thousands of people just died. If you stopped, or like went off course, shot you, dug up a hole through you in the hole.
We're walking till May. May 5th, I was liberated by the Russians. When the Russians left, the American came in.
After the war, he went back to his hometown. No one was there. Did you find anyone?
In my hometown, I didn't find nobody. That's why I left.
He went to Germany to live there in a displaced persons camp. And he got married. And then he went on a boat. When he got to America, the funny thing is, he thought his name wasn't fancy enough. So he changed his name to Jack. And then opened up Jack's Fish Market. Hi, Bobby.
You see the fish?
Yeah.
That's Papi's store. What time is it? Time for lunch.
I like the grouper.
You like grouper. And you, what do you like?
Salmon.
Salmon. Let me find out if they have salmon.
This is the only place that we know that you can get something to eat if you ain't got no money. This is his number right here. And he knows exactly what it means to be hungry. So therefore, if anybody hungry, he will feed them, if you got money or not.
His stories have like changed a lot of people. The way they think, the way they act. You need to know it to understand, to stop it from happening in future generations. They say in like a year or two there's gonna be like no survivors left. And so we're trying to get all their stories, all the information before they pass away. He's a hero to most people for how he survived and stuff. I know he's my family's hero.